This is Fred Beck from Fred Society, proudly sponsored Empire Fight Store. Today I'm very lucky, joined by on the Zoom Max Fosh. Max, it's nice to see you, mate. How are you?
No, no, Fred. Yeah, I'm well. I'm sorry, I'm not in the boxing world, but I'm sure we can have a nice chat anyway.
No, I like to interview other people, and it's better just not to stick to like one niche, I'd say, one boxing thing. But obviously now, Max, you're doing YouTube and kind of that social media game full time. How's that been going for you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's an interesting like it's obviously a very new job in the wider scheme of things, and the one that didn't exist maybe like 6 to 10 years ago, which I always find quite intriguing when I just kind of stop and think about it. It there are definitely some incredible benefits of being a YouTuber. Totally freedom of your own time and flexibility, but also there's a real pressure that you're the only one who can make things happen. So it's down to you whether you get up and work and make a video that day as to whether something gets made. So you've got to be really motivated, and there are definitely some pitfalls, but ultimately it's just the best job, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
You mentioned pressure there. Do you feel the pressure? Does the kind of stress get you ever?
Yeah, it's funny because we're surrounded by data. Like our entire job and the entire industry is just all data. So as soon as you have a video that does well, and you've got a video that's flying, and you're really happy with the video, that an idea that's really come off, the next video, it just intrinsically it rewards the next video to be bigger than the last one, which delivers pressure. I mean, it's I know it's not true, and it's not the case, and it doesn't need to be bigger than the last one, but it's kind of, I always liken it to the kind of the lab rat pushing for that little extra bit of dopamine every single time. So I think some pressure can be put upon yourself, but not externally.
When you get a certain amount of views on a video, say it does like 800,000, which is obviously very good, and then you say a video that doesn't do as good for you, say 100,000, even if I got 100,000, I'll be pretty happy, but for you, you'd have higher standards. Does that kind of impact your mood and kind of how you're feeling?
It used to in a big way, but I just kind of realized that it was incredibly unhealthy and an incredibly just a toxic way to be thinking about YouTube and my work, especially as something that, like, you can make the best video that you can make, that you thought you could make, and you post it, and how it does is almost out of your control. You could give it the best chance of doing very well, but if for some reason it doesn't get picked up or people don't resonate with it, that's okay. But that's just a learning opportunity and something for you to go on and change in the future. But yeah, it used to. I mean, it still does. I'd be lying to say that it doesn't now. If I have a video that I think is going to do really well and it doesn't. But yeah, if a video doesn't bang, I'm less upset than I was previously.
Okay, that's quite interesting. It's nice to know that there's an effect you as much as you kind of grow on YouTube. But you went to, am I right in saying you went to Newcastle University?
I did, yeah.
I saw an interview of you before when I emailed you back for an interview. I watched one of you, but you went to Oxford, right? How was that for you? Going to Oxford
I
University?
I mean, I went there just to talk as a speaker, which was really like a real honor. The Oxford Union is an incredibly prestigious place, and that they have, I mean, the biggest people in the world go and speak there, and then they obviously had a gap in the calendar, so they called me up. And I was quite vindicated because they didn't accept me as a student, so to go back as a speaker to be invited was nice. But it was an enjoyable experience, and one that, like, outside of YouTube, maybe in the YouTube community, it's maybe wouldn't be seen as something that's particularly big or interesting. But for me, I was really special, and like a real privilege to be able to go and do that.
Did you bring it up at all, but they didn't accept you in the interview?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
wrote it
did.
in the, you write, you get to write, you get given a book to sign when you arrive, and you can say, write a message and be like, this is for not allowing me in as a student, love, Max Fosh. So
But that's interesting. Do you think if you had gone to Oxford, do you think you'd ended up where you are today?
God, it's just so difficult to say. I think that I would have worked much harder than I did at Newcastle, but that's not necessarily a good thing. I'm a big advocate that university is, I mean, for some people, it can be about the academics and really becoming an expert in your field, but that's not why I went to university. I went because I wanted to just experiment and try things and meet people, and just have this kind of 3 years of total freedom, but within a framework. Okay, like, what do I enjoy? And so I really threw myself into doing different things. I joined loads of societies, and ultimately one of those societies, the radio society, was the radio station, was what I ended up kind of going into in this kind of like wiggly path as to where I am now. So I don't know. I really can't say, but I definitely can say that I would have worked much, much harder.
It's interesting to think how many times that it could have gone another way. But it was the last year of your university where you started the street smart interviews. Where did you kind of get the idea for that? And I guess Newcastle is quite a good place. It's quite a good nightlife there. I guess it wouldn't have worked as well as in Oxford.
Yeah, I mean, it's the idea isn't a new one. This is what I kind of say to people who maybe say they want to start out doing something. You don't need to reinvent the wheel with a brand new format that no one's ever seen before, especially when you're starting out, when you're just learning what you're good at and when you're not good at. I realized quite early on that I could talk to people and I could get content from just chatting to people. And there was a the TV Society was already doing street interviews at night out in Newcastle, and I approached them to join, and they said no, that we've already got all our presenters. So I was like, fine, I'll just do it myself. So I just kind of went out with a camera and a microphone and just kind of filmed it myself. So the idea wasn't a new or revolutionary idea. It's just like, I think I could do a job. I think I could do a good job at that. So let me just try it.
You're right. The idea isn't different, but from what I first found about you on TikTok, where kind of the little 5-second clips come up, you're quite witty in the interviews. It's you who's different, isn't it? That's how you stood out.
I mean, that's very kind to say. I mean, yeah, I think if it's also very much a quantity thing. I've had a lot of people come and either film for me or watch me film a street smart video or some of those TikTok clips, and I'm there for a long, long time in order to get those little snippets that do well. So yeah, it's definitely a numbers game, but there are a few that do come off.
Is it awkward asking people on the street for interviews though?
No, again, it's a numbers game. Like it's genuinely people sometimes are keen, sometimes not. I mean, I use the same kind of pickup line, if you will, which is hire, kind of grab you for an interview. It's 2 minutes of your time every single time. I say that, and I get rejected majority of the time. And what's the worst that can happen? They say no, or they tell you to F off. Like the ceiling, you can't go that wrong, basically. And I guess in your line of work, Fred, as well, what you're doing so well, it's kind of similar. Like if you are someone for an interview, all the worst they can do is say no, and that's okay. So getting rejected on the street has been a constant part of my life for the last 4 years.
Is it not easier for you now? Do you not get more yeses now because you're more well known?
Yeah, I do. That's definitely the case, which is nice. But also then there's a different issue that arises, which is that people want to be on the videos, and so they think to be on the videos they need to say more outrageous things, which just is not the case at all. It's I just want to know what you're like as a person. Like you don't need to totally embarrass yourself in order to get in the video or be in one of the videos. Just have a chat. So it just a different type of problem arises.
Oh, okay, I understand. It must be kind of annoying sometimes. Though. It might be a little issue. But I think you said before, before you kind of started YouTube, the first YouTube you started watching was Casey Neistat. Is he kind of an interview say a dream interview, Casey Neistat?
Yeah, if I'd just love to meet him. I genuinely, I mean, if I could do a video with him, that'd be awesome. But just generally, just meeting him would be something that I would just love to do, because yeah, he was the first person that I remember religiously watching on YouTube. Like it was the first time that I realized that you could follow a YouTuber in what they were doing. And so just meeting him first, and then if we can do a vid together seconds, that would be pretty awesome.
Have you not tried reaching out to him though?
Not yet. I think I hit 1 million subscribers and then just come in with a bit more clout, basically.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Then there's just one more thing. I was just touching on YouTube. I got some of your titles here. I'll read them out here. I became a member of the royal family for 43 minutes. I served roadkill to food critics without telling them. The poshest holiday in the world. Where'd you get all these ideas from for videos? And is it hard to pick new ones?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's not just like, oh, that would be funny. We have a concept. So with the roadkill one, for example, I thought it would be well, let's go back. It's a lot of it is contradictions. So I take something that people already know and put it in an environment that they don't know, because you want to generate that level of intrigue with a title. Like a title shouldn't tell you the full story of the video. It should give a flavor, but entice someone to want to click, because they're asking the question of how did they do that? Why did they do that? What happened because of that? And so when me and my colleague editor Aziz, we're making videos, we just come up with like 30 or 40 different titles that we just think, okay, where's the intrigue there? Is that better than this one? And often it comes down to like whether it's or an, or there's a comma in there, or a full stop, or a dot dot dot. Like it can be, it's so precise. But the video ideas themselves just come again just by throwing as much stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like we have a big document of hundreds of ideas, and we'll go revisit it every week and just go through and just see whether anything just pops out, and we can then start spitballing, and it kind of snowballs from there.
What your ideas to do for videos? Kind of plan.
Yeah, we've got a Google Doc of video ideas that we think would do really, really well. But a lot of them are just like, they're not even ideas, they're just kind of headlines. We don't even know whether they were going to work or not. So I think, that's the way the ideas come from. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of kind of brainstorming. It's a lot of sitting down and be like, okay, what can we do?
Okay, well, our videos aren't doing too badly for views, so I'm sure you're on the right track, Max. But thanks so much for your time. I do know you're very busy. What have you got coming up yourself in the next few months?
I can't tell you, Fred. Of course, I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you. We've got a few fun videos in the pipeline, which I'm really excited to be releasing. So yeah, stay tuned.
I'll catch you later then, Max. Thanks for the time.
Cheers, Fred.